All right, so here are my two ordered pairs. I have -1 and 3, I have -2 and -5. So when I ask you to do this, the first thing you have to do again is find the slope. Well, you may not remember what the slope formula is, but I'm going to write it up here so that you can remind yourself. M, that's your slope, is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That was that rise over run. So let's plug these in. Now, when I did the slope videos, I showed you that it doesn't matter which ordered pair goes first. I always go left to right, just out of habit. So on the slide, this -1 and 3, those were the ones that came first. So I'm going to write those first. Remember what happens is I want this -1 and this 3 right here to be right here and line up under each other. That's the most important thing. So let's do that. I'm going to have 3 minus -5. So 3 minus -5, that's right there. So I'm going to write that down. Okay, and then I'm going to have -1 minus -2 right there. So that's what I want you to understand. Those are the ones that matter, okay? So 3, those are your y's. 3 and -5 are your y values. -1 and -2 are your x values, okay? So this is going to be my slope. So when I get my answers, remember, we don't like double negatives, okay? So double negatives go bye-bye, and that becomes a plus. Those double negatives go bye-bye, and that becomes a plus. So now I have 3 plus 5, which is 8. And then I have -1 plus 2, which is 1. So 8 over 1 is 8, so my slope is 8. Yay. Okay? So now that you have your slope, the next thing that we have to do is we're going to do point slope form. Remember what point slope form is. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So I need an ordered pair, x1, y1. Well, I've got two sets of ordered pairs over here. Does it matter which ordered pair I use? No, it does not. Okay, so since it doesn't matter, I always like to choose A. If there's one with no negatives, I'm going with that one. But B, see this one up here, it only has one negative, -1 and -3. Plus the digits are smaller than 2 and 5, so it's easier to deal with. That's how I make my decision. So I'm going to use the point of -1 and +3 to plug into my point slope form. All right, so here we go. We got y minus y1. Here's my y1 right here. 3 is equal to m. M is 8 times x minus x1. X1 is right here. It's that -1 right there, right? So -1. So there is my point slope form. The next thing is, remember these double negatives that we can't stand? Let's rewrite it without the double negatives. So that gives me y minus 3 is equal to 8 parentheses x plus 1. Now that's point slope form. That's great. But what if I don't want point slope form? What if I want slope intercept form? So to get slope intercept form, what do you have to do? That D word, distribute. Okay, so we're going to distribute and get y minus 3 is equal to 8x plus 8. Our last step to get slope intercept form is to take this -3, move it on over there. So we're going to add 3 to the other side, and that's going to give me y is equal to 8x plus 11. So that's slope intercept form. And if that's all I need, then I'm done. But what if that's not all I need? What if I need standard form? Standard form requires 1 or 2 steps more. It just depends on, again, the editor of the book. So if I need standard form, boom, I take that 8x and move it over there by subtraction, because remember, subtraction is the opposite of addition. So that's going to give me, see if I can write this. I can write it a little bit over here. I think you can still see that. Yeah, you can still see that. So that gives me negative 8x plus y is equal to 11. And again, if your editor says no negatives, then you multiply by -1, and that would give you positive 8x. That would give you a negative 1y. That would give you a negative 11. Okay? It just depends on the editor of the software. All right. So that pretty much encompasses everything. Slope, point slope, slope intercept, standard, dealing with a negative. All right? I hope that you replay this video a bunch of times so that you can remind yourself over and over and over again. What do I do? What do I do? It's what you start with, and then you plug it into one, and then you go from that to the next, and from that to the next. You just have to be careful, distribute, pay attention to your signs, follow those steps, okay? I'll talk to you later.